Uh, Hi guys, Mohammed Faizan here. Thank you for watching videos on Inside Talk with Faizan. Today's video, I'm going to cover a single topic, which is test cases for login page, as you can see in the screen. So why I took up this is something like this is one of the most asked questions for any software tester, be it of any experience, not just the fresher, but also for experience. And I have been a part of both the tables, like being an interviewer and I have been interviewed many people, and also I have been part of many interviews. So this question basically looks very simple, but when you try to answer, like you get a very basic flow, but you don't go into depth of this. So I collected few data from the internet, and then I observed few things, and then I made a small presentation with the test cases, so that it helps in general to everyone who is preparing for the interviews. So good luck for your interviews, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. So let me get started with this. The first things are the basic scenarios. So this is what everyone tends to answer whenever this question asks. Say for example, the valid in a simple login page, we have like a username, a password, and a submit button. So in general, people tend to answer this kind of scenarios, which anyone can actually give, but this is not something which everyone looks for. The interview looks for. So entering the valid username and password, invalid password, username. So as you can see in the screen. So these are something a basic scenario which everyone like responds back. So if you start thinking out of the box, there are multiple other scenarios. There are multiple other things which you can actually talk about the simple login page. So let me just quickly get started. This is something which I felt to be talked about, so I'm taking it. There could be many other scenarios which I am missing out, so that you can add them in those and the comments as well. So the edge case data scenarios which I added was something like how about leaving the blank username and a valid pass. Enter the valid password and leave the username blank. Similarly, how about valid and invalid username and a blank password, or just entering the blank username and a password. So these are the edge case data scenarios compared to what usually people tend to get. So and similarly, there we have a password forget password feature. So these features everyone remembers, but when it comes to the interview part, right, you tend to forget this kind of features. So when you say login page, you just think about the username, password, and then the login button, nothing else. So we have a forget password feature. So you need to test those as well. Similarly, UI messages. So for example, if there is an incorrect password or a field is blank, if you click on submit button, what is the UI message displayed to the user? This is something very important, because the user needs to understand what he or she is missing, so that they can correct it. So you need to enter incorrect data and read out the UI messages to make sure it is fine. Let me move on. Username in homepage. So basically, what happens is, say for example, I as a user Faizan has logged in with a valid username and a password. Once I log in, it shows me a welcome Rahul. So it doesn't make sense, right? So what happens is sometimes DB tends to like pass the incorrect data from the field. So the username, once you log in, you should check for whether the right username is being displayed. So this is one of the out-of-box test cases which you need to apply for this login page. This might not be in the login page, but this is related to it, so you need to talk about this as well. So these are the kinds of data, guys, which will impact your experience, right? So if you talk about these things, the interviewer will understand how experienced and depth thinking you have on testing. So not just the similar format. And then we have a remember me future. Say for example, if you're logging in, if you're selecting this particular feature, the next time you come to the password is stored in the browser cacher cookies, and then you can directly log in. So this is one of the feature. This is one of the positive test cases you need to test. Yeah, when it comes to password, first thing, while entering a password, it should be displayed in an asterisk or a bullet format. So that is something which you need to check. And the next is password policy. Every company have a different policy, so you need to ask the interviewer like what is the kind of policy you have. Say for example, 8 characters, or a combination of a number, a special character, and something like that. And we have a show password icon. While clicking on it, it displays the password. So this is something you need to check. And your password is stored in cache and cookies for future retention. So you need to check whether it is being written. Like if you clear the cache and cookies, whether it is being displayed or not. Even if you use the remember me feature, it should not be allowing you to do. And by default, enter key in a login page is considered to hit the login button. Say for example, you enter the username and the password, and without clicking on login button, you just hit the enter key. It should go go to the home page of the application. So that's how the behavior is expected, and that's how the UX is. I mean, the general UX, the user experience app. So that is something you need to check. So these are all the things which you can add on while talking to the interviewer. And coming up next is the expired or blocked user. Say for example, you in a database have blocked the user for a permanent basis or a temporary basis. So try logging in with those credentials, whether the system allows you to log in via those users. And we have unsuccessful password attempts. Say for example, if you have incorrectly entered the password for 3 times, you should be blocked for the 1 hour or 1 day based on the product. And similarly, session expiry says you have logged in now, and after 3 hours, if you are trying to access the page, say if it is a banking application, the session should be expired. So these are the kind of things which you can add on. And the next part is cross-browser. When I say cross, it basically means like you need to test on multiple platforms. Say for example, when I say cross-browser, it's just that if your system, if your web application is working on Chrome browser, it doesn't necessarily mean it will be working on other browser as well. You need to check on all the browsers which you promise to customer it will work. Similarly, the devices and OS, Android, iOS, or when I say devices, be it tablet or any other device, any kind of device with multiple resolution, you would need to check those things. And one more thing is multiple login on same browser. Say for example, if you have opened a Chrome browser and I open Amazon.com and I logged in, and then and someone else wants to open the same browser and same website Amazon.com, and they want to log in with their credentials. It should not be happening, right? That's not a right thing. In a single browser and a single system, it shouldn't be allowed. So these are all kind of features you can check for login page. See guys, like right now, I'm sure you might have realized how deep we have read so far. In general, when we say just a login page, it looks pretty much simple, but I have been talking for the last 7 to 8 minutes, and pretty much there are multiple things we could actually cover off. And then email notifications. Basically, like for example, if you're logging in for the first time from any new devices, there should be email notification or a mobile SMS notification, depending on the application. Similarly, OTP. If there is any banking application and you're testing that, you would need to check OTP features and then how much time it is taking, and also timings of logging in. Like if you're entering a username and password, there should be some optimal timing. Say for example, 5 seconds or 10 seconds. Over than that, it's a performance issue if it is taking more time than that. Similarly, there would be reset OTP features. If the OTP is not being delivered in the right time, you can use, say for example, after 50 seconds or 90 seconds, if there are no OTP received, you can use this particular feature. So that is something we need to take it as a use case and write test case and then test it. And when it comes to performance, guys, as I already said, like time to log in, and then the user experience is something alignment. Say for example, an alignment designed by the developer would be working fine in a laptop or a desktop, but the same website in a mobile, there would be multiple movements by the users, and then who would be having a bad experience. That is not encouraged. So you need to check multiple things on multiple devices so that you understand the alignment and see how good the user experience is and how it behaves on the different networks. When I say network, it's just that like how it behaves on mobile data, how it behaves on Wi-Fi. So these are the kind of things which you can test. Probably low network or a high speed network or low speed network and those stuff. So this is something which I can talk about performance, and there are multiple things about SSL certificates and SSL single sign-in login, which you can check in detail if you want to do security testing as well. And yeah, guys. So that's the thing. I mean, that's it. What I want to talk about. So I hope this video was helpful to you guys, and there is no way we can 100% write test cases. Like for example, I might have, I feel like I have covered as much as I can, but there are multiple things which I would have missed. So feel free to add those in the comments so that others can learn, and I would also try to add in this slide for, and then probably I can update it later on. And thank you guys, like thank you for watching so far, and make sure like if you have if this have helped you, then do subscribe to us and share this video with your tester friends. All the best for your interviews. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching this.